So like, I come to speak. One thing I'm speaking about is information. So I've been struggling to get back and forth back home from work because my mom wants me to she wants me to pay for my rides to get here and stuff like that, but to get back home, if that don't take almost like Lyft be wanting an insane amount of money. If I continuously do that, that's going to take up all my money in my check. Like last night, Lyft was like, oh, you're going to need like $40-something just to get 5 minutes down, like 5 minutes on the road. And you may ask, why don't I walk there? Why don't I ride a bike there? One, that bike needs a lot of work done to it and the chain keeps slipping. Two, I would walk. I would say that I'm lazy, but my mom don't want me out at night. And I respect that. I'm moving with her. And three, she's doing like extra shifts and stuff like that at work, so I'm thinking more like that. Besides that, I'm trying to do a lot at one time. Take it slow. I got business trips to attend to. I think by August 3rd. Yeah. So now that I'm doing so, hold on, give me a second. So back to what I was saying. So now I'm not trying to spend. I bet the only amount of money that I'm trying to spend, money on. Yeah, I do do it. I'm just cutting down on time, right? That's number one. Number two, so yeah, people want me to, last night I want to put some down. How much is it paying? It's like, I'm not even going to cover all that. Besides that, I'm not going to solve it. I'm trying to see how another way to solve it. So I'm in one and my information to the best of my pocket, and I was just trying to come up with information. You gotta count all the information. Never let the English go react to even if it's true or false. True or false, which one it is. Just simply because it was on the possibility. Remember, if it's false, it's thinking anything that indulge it. Positive, indulge it, but always be in a good position in the business that you indulge in. So I'm like, I'll figure it out. Last night Uber got me and switched my drivers twice. I mean, I've been off since 10. I've been off this for like 11 to 11 and 11:34 or 11:20. One of the two. I've been out there long. Soon on my boss, who was still present on the business, even offered me right after he was after everybody else. And so we're getting there for sure. I ain't about to stop for nothing, alright? But besides that, I'm trying to, working. I'm working and grinding. And real life, I'm working to this joint. Even as I try to upload every day. And all this stuff. Besides that, I was really happy to learn how to spend time with myself or anything. Because I have analyzed myself for the past couple of days. It's been alright, decent, but then I look at it and like, I need to get out. I gotta figure something out. And not just that, because I'm back into, doing this thing. It's just like, I look at it, and I just like, try to work things out to the best of my abilities for my position, and my POV. I know it sounds selfish, but it's not really like that. Sometimes you can't help nobody else unless you help yourself first. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to get my head at, trying to figure things out. Besides that, earlier, like when I look at my life, my career, there's places that I want to be, and there's places that I see that my family has been the whole time, like through my whole life. And so now that I look at it, it's like, yeah, they've been like that, but like, because I feel like a whole bunch of opportunities could take me, you could, a whole bunch of things could be done, but then we just let that down and we let that stay there. So now that I look at it, and yeah, dang, so now that I'm looking at it, like with like, now that I'm looking at it, like, oh, I've been looking at it like since toward the beginning of high school. I mean, towards the end of high school. Towards the beginning of high school, there was another one. Once I started getting to the end, I was like, dang, look at my life. What am I really doing in my life? And so now that I'm figuring this out and like at least seeing what I want to do, what do I desire, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I feel like I'm not letting no opportunities slip into my head because I can get me that from your head. And yeah, sometimes you gotta do first. Yeah, you can't take care of nobody, you can't take care of yourself. That's the way that I see it. And so since yesterday I've been thinking, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this and doing that on the YouTube channel, and I have to be consistent with it. At least for a couple of days, I can say that I've been consistent with it since my dad's house, which is like Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday. I started, and today's Friday. I don't even think that I posted that much video. I think that I don't even know. But besides that, I need to keep up with things. I need to do more awake. So many times when I get so lazy and stuff like that, and I look at things, I be sleeping most of the day. I need to get up and do something with my life, and do something with myself. So, I excited and observation stuff. This is like, you ever look in the mirror and just think, you see, you even start off the little stuff. See how the shade, bro. Even down to the little stuff. I've been trying to focus on everything in my life. Every little bit, like you don't want to get into your 20s and do that. You don't want to be old and look back in your 20s and look back like, hey, when you were younger, like, dang, I wish I would have did this, I would have did that. So I try to make the most of every second of my life. And so now that I'm pushing through and try to work hard and grind, and I've learned, like, where I see it all starts from the young. And if you don't let that, a lot of information when you like, go over your head, like, oh yeah, no. Take that, because that's the best thing you can do. For example, I think it was Quan. If you know the YouTube Quan, the car guy with the tripod and stuff like that, he was talking about his credit and how when he was younger, his mom helped him and stuff like that, and told him about credit and how he could get far. Look where he's at. He didn't that was a small bit of information, but he didn't let it go over his head. He started working on it, and then he basically got into a stable position in life and he's happy, right? No, I try to get away every bit of information that I get. And so now that I'm looking at it, it's real decent. It's decent, but you observe and you see what you're working with, and you look at the options of what you can do to help yourself, it's good, but yeah, a lot of times people do that and they seem to get to do things so they ain't gonna do it. But now that I'm trying to get on through and I continuously and I push forward and I push myself and continuously work on it for like a game so that me and my family can gain. I want to be the city that plants in my generation. people that works hard and push forward to spread that seed of growth and wealth to the rest of our generations that come behind me. So now as a young man, I feel like a lot of things we gotta do. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, yeah, it's gonna be rough. But as a man, that just comes with who you are and what you do, what you classify as. I feel like hey, that's when I say as a classify as, I mean only family, female, the gender roles, especially. But besides that, I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with it, but it is what it is. And a lot of the times we cover up ourselves with so much distractions and all that other stuff that we don't really get what we want. We don't really get ahead. We don't even take that first step. But a lot of times we take that first step and never continue to walk. It's really what I do. And so now that I'm doing all these things, I'm like, yeah, my YouTube channel is decent. Before I start off, I got like 29 subscribers. We got 29 right now. At least from when I last looked. We got 29. And so, now that we push forward and we push for these things, 29, let's continue to grind and push forward and see what we do. Let's plant another seed. If you look at your life, if you look at everything, your life is like a book. But which part and which place are you going to leave that chapter? Which place are you going to start out? Which place are you going to put out? Which scenario are you going to put in your life to work out for the best? And now that I look for it and I push for it, it's like, yeah, all right. It's like, yeah, all right. It's like, yeah, all right. How are we going to deal with this, right? And at other times, if I look forward in my life for the past couple of years, the only thing that I've been doing is worry about what everybody else had going on and worrying about so much stuff that doesn't really help. So in my high school, I started, worrying about myself, right? And pushing forward to try to figure out what can I do to help? What can I do to make myself better? What can I do to get ahead? What can I do to evolve and upgrade? And I feel like a lot of things have to do with the energy that you place, the energy that you bring when you come around people, the energy that you bring, and the energy that you carry when you're alone. Because being alone is one of the most important things. And not just that, being alone, being ready to take the next step in life, and being ready to improve. Alright, so like it's been a good couple of minutes since I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this since early as in those lists, try to list those things. And so I'm like, yeah, alright, how are we going to do this? So we're getting somewhere every day, and that's what pushes me to get through the day. The days that I don't feel like coming in, I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm preparing myself to get somewhere. What is important? What is not important? How should I do this and how should I do that? So now that I do these things, it's getting better and better. And so, and yes, I'm Christian, so I follow around my faith. I'm putting energy into that too. A lot of Christian, I push you, the fight for sure is around that. Besides that, you know how, and a lot of times when you think Christian, you think it's easy. No, it's not easy. Nothing in this world comes easy. If it was easy, we would never have to fight for our salvation. When we fight for the salvation, get a KJV, read the whole thing, and then come back to me in a conversation about it. But it's not just and I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in nothing. And now that I think about it, I don't have no real skill set up in my head at least that I've taught myself to do. But I do have skill sets that I've been taught. And now that I'm trying to teach myself, it's just I'm trying to develop a new process to this thing. And not just that, you should be traveling, not too okay, so we should be traveling. I gotta get that approval first. But also strategy already, not hack. So I just follow along, subscribe, stuff like that. But I'll give me a second. I gotta go do this. I forgot what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It's been so complacent. Like people around me, they've been pursuing dreams and stuff like that. For example, I have this friend. If she watches this, you know what I'm talking about. She's been pursuing something. I wasn't agreeing with it at first. I wasn't agreeing on like military or real social and stuff. But if I look at it, you are who you hang around, and I want everybody around me to become successful. And no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, and I'm just positive, and you want to do that, I want you to be successful. And hopefully, she becomes successful in what she's doing. And one day, you know what I'm talking about. So, back to how I'm pushing through for artists, I'm not just pushing myself. You're not that important anymore. You're important, but you're not that important. Like you don't care for the people around you. So I've been focusing on lifting me up, the people around me up, and pushing me to see them go for their best. Because I can't just leave. It would be selfish of me to leave. Life is way more bigger than just you. And even in the Bible, you're supposed to, after you start following Christ, you're supposed to bring more people to save them too. And so that's what I've been doing. And so now that I'm pushing forward, I have to push the people around me too to push forward. Like even if people don't agree with me, and even if we take those steps and we don't get nowhere, sometimes you don't get nowhere. Sometimes you come to a point where you don't know which point to turn to. And so now that I'm like, and yes, I say this because I've come across so many things in life when things come to life. Yes, you ain't asked how old I'm at. I'm 19, but I've been through a lot. And so now that I'm coming to, when you come to your senses and you take an observation of your life, yeah, look, where did those things? Look at your actions and look where they get you, and look how far they got you. Look at your actions, see which points you came to, and what was the result. That's just a lot of stuff that you think about. It's really like a lot of stuff that you think about. A lot of the times people focus themselves on the depression, the negative energy, but think about it. The more that you focus on those things, the more you become those things. The more those things will soak into your mind and soak into your bones. As soon that will become the energy that you carry, and that'll be the thing that you start to surround yourself with. For example, you know how when you go into a breakup and when you go through a breakup, you just focus so much on that, you start making posts about it. You make a post of yourself crying or something like that. That's because it's not necessarily the attention that you want or that stuff like that, because you feel bad and everything, but for some people it is. And I feel like when it comes down to those things, it's just that if you want to get better, surround yourself with better energy and try to carry that better energy no matter how hard it hurts and no matter how much stuff you have to get through. Give me 1 second. So, now that's like you becoming a thing. So, yeah, right. See that. A lot of the times, the people, think about it as you working out your body, right? You're like, you're in the gym, and you want to continue pushing, you start pushing through to get that good body, that good tone you want. That's exactly how it works with your mindset, the things that you do, and the things you push for, and the things that you want in life. So now that I'm doing those things, and I'm trying to pursue and put out that energy, that's the same thing that I try to push through. And a lot of times, it also starts with confidence in the way to see yourself, the way to see the things that you want, and the way to present yourself. So I try to present myself with a very positive view and with a mindset, and moving on from childish things to childish matters, which comes with the first thing as a trainer. That's how I feel. But besides that, I feel like I'm going through is more to push through some more, and when I push through some more, I'm bringing my family with me. Because the thing is, sometimes you have to leave your family first just to push through to get yourself straight. As in, but you have to tell them, you have to have that conversation with them, and that conversation is where you tell them if you want to be with you, you have to do certain things. For example, get a job, or at least do certain things, and that's all that I ask. And if they can't do that, then they don't be with you. And that comes for friends and everything else. And that's not just you putting on the water or abandoning them. That's you having standards as a person and to get married to a young female or an adult. It just comes like that. You know, like for how you recommend, whatever you recommend or whatever you prefer, that's a standard. That's how I feel about it. So you having standards is never a bad thing. You have to push through, push forward, and you have to carry yourself the same. If you want something, you have to carry yourself in that society. You have to push forward and continue to be positive about it. It doesn't matter what you put yourself through. It doesn't matter how you do these things. But it does matter how you, or in life, it does matter how you do those things. But just remember, you have to, when you push through these things, you have to make sure that these things are at least to the top of your knowledge and to the top grade class. So now that I'm doing these things and all these things, I try to build better connections no matter where I go. I feel like connections as in friendships and knowing people, those will always help you in life. They'll always get you a step ahead. And not only will it just help you, it's not being selfish or nothing. Sometimes having a bad person in your life, it doesn't matter what relationship, what bond it is, but having those things in life is the best thing that can happen to you. Because you be like, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have you, or what I would have done if you're like, if you're in your life and you're all alone, how far are you going to get if you don't know anybody? It doesn't matter if you keep them there, it doesn't matter if you keep them there, or if they're just there for a period of time. A lot of the times, people are just there in your life for that chapter, and they're not there for the rest of it, for each and every chapter, because you're not supposed to carry them with you. So now that I'm pushing through and thinking about it, that's what I really think about, and I've been doing that with my family too. A lot of times, for example, my mom, they don't know about this. I have a granddad, right? And that's my dad's father. He's a rich guy, stuff like that. He works out in California. He lives out in California, or in his house in California. And so now that, well, I've been along with him. I got his number. I was meaning to text him. And so my mom might not agree with it, but I'm sorry, mom. Things just not to go to school for us to get better. Because a lot of times, whether I look at your life and it comes down to your life and the way you do things and the way that everybody around you do things, a lot of the times my family burns bridges for me and build. I'm not like that. I'm not going to be like that. That's not going to be us in the future. Because I promise you, we're going to push forward. We're going to build bridges. We're going to build more bridges than we burn. Because think about it. There's only so few people in life who really can be there that you can come across and say that you can be there. Yeah, you may have your good number, but I promise you, as long as you carry that genuine energy and continue to push forward, you will see those people's intentions, and not only will you see those people's intentions, if you don't see those people's intentions, think about it as God putting that person in your life as a message. And a lot of the times, people in the world don't think about it. They don't think about how God would put people in your life. And stuff like that. I don't believe in God, but it is what it is, and that's what I believe in. And now that I put forward for these things, it's just going to be, we're going to get better and better, and I continue to carry these days on. I'm going to carry that with me coming on this journey as we get better. And you want to see where I was at and where we're going to uplift, because that's just the way we're going to do things. It doesn't matter what we do that anymore. We're going to push forward. And if you don't want to do better for yourself, and you don't want to get things better, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm going to step forward. We're going to transition to another. Okay, so continuing on again. Remember, I'm at work. I'm actually starting to build confidence. Let's make you feel better and better. God, let's make you feel for each and every great progress that we put forward. We continue to do. Because each day that we do our day, and we didn't see another day, and the way that we're doing our best, and we're going to fit and progress the best of it. So back to what I was saying. As you push forward, it doesn't matter. As long as you do things with genuine energy, positive energy, and you continue to push yourself to learn, remember, learning and being taught something, it never stops. It's basically like wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge that you keep and you inherit that. It's positive and you can teach to others. And I feel like that's what anything, like trades and everything else like that. Being taught something never stops. Learning never stops. And if you don't know this, the smarter the brain, the more wrinkles it has. That's just a fun fact. Go back to what I was saying. I'm at work on pushing through, and I've had, usually when people walk in here, I'll put it out, but I've kept it on because this is what I'm doing, this is the dream, things like this. And now that we're pushing forward for each and every day, when we walk in, you gotta start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You don't have to have something to start. You but you can have nothing and still start something. You can have, it's like having a book. You can have a book, right? But let's just say that that book is you starting something. I don't know how to really explain this. But as we push forward and teach ourselves and learn stuff, that's the way we're going to go. This is how every conversation is going to happen. We're going to have more action in the future, but since we really don't write nothing to ourselves and nothing to our name personally, besides our tablet and our phone and a couple of objects at home, then this is how it's going to be. But besides that, remember, these are, I don't have a complete calendar set up and too much like that, but these are going to be vlogs, daily updates, YouTube videos, and I kind of do it all. So stick with us until the journey continue, like, subscribe, and comment. But not just that. So I have a lot of stuff that I think about. And remember, that information not go over your head isn't overthinking. And a lot of the times it's not being nonchalant. You know the information, you know what value it has to. And I think about this. Keep every bit of information between you. But think about what value does it have to you. But put it in a filing cabinet. Think of your head as a computer and your brain as a computer. Put it in a filing cabinet. And this is just like, this is a better little brain exercise. Remember stuff, see how much value that it has to you, and then put it in take your brain and just put it in a corner upstairs. Put it in a corner where it's like stuff you remember, but it doesn't necessarily have importance yet. Think about every bit of information. You may not have come across it yet, but you may come across it in the future, but you don't know what the future has. So don't stress about the future. Back then, growing up, I was in a relationship with this girl, and I worried about the future so much, and I worried about the future so much. Well, I worry about the present. Every little second, I was worried about the future because I was doing everything in this relationship. Not only did I crash the relationship, I did a horrible relationship. And I left trauma into this. God forgive me. It's just, I wish that I knew things. I wish I went about things how I was going about things now than how I did it. But it's alright because nobody's perfect with God. And you can't want to better yourself and better your relationship with God. But you can't use things to push forward. Some things just come some things just come in general. But remember, as you push forward, it's just always remember stuff. I feel like remembering stuff is the best thing to do, and it's the best thing that can happen to you. Besides that, give me a second. Alright, besides that, y'all, give me a second. I know I continuously keep cutting the video, but I'm not working, so it's going to be up to 4 minutes. But when I edit everything together, I'm trying to make a better transition. But I only have so many things to work with, so bear with me as we continue to journey and push ourselves towards the greatness. Anyways, give me a second. I need the tablet for something, but I can't open this app and record at the same time. Okay? And transitioning. I know I said that before. I've been writing for so long. I'm gonna do vlogs, all type of stuff. I kind of do it all. So, but the thing is, I have, you're still supposed to be able to do it all training. As long as you have a time to record and I'm not working like that. I don't do like that. It's like, I've been here since like 3:59, and it's 7:55, I can get it out. 4 more hours, depending on how we close. I got 4 hours. Most of the time I get off at 10. Anyways, yeah. I haven't written about going to the library, but I've been being lazy. I ain't even be able to go to the library. I mean up, but I was thinking about it. Yeah, tomorrow's most definitely. When I get up, I want to see if I'm just start walking to the library. We go there, play some Roblox, come back before it's time to go to work, just go work, and then we're looking for a ride. Yeah. Oh, dang. Should I do that? I think no, I'm doing it when I'm getting off. I'm doing it when I'm getting off. comment, like, and subscribe. And, talk about the journey. And share the video. Share my channel, please.